East Kingdom Public Broadcasting proudly brings you fine programming from around the known world. Tonight, Ciao Bella, Regina. Herein opens the court of Her Majesty Margarita de Siena, Queen of the East.
Hi, Malcolm, and welcome everybody. We have a little bit of fun for you this evening, some wonderful awards and recognition for the populace, and hopefully no tears.
No guarantees, though.
No guarantees. Just a warning, I ugly cry. I'm so sorry. Malcolm, this has been so much fun, and I'm so glad to get to spend this little time with you and the populace. There's been so many people that have done amazing things throughout my reign, and a chance to get to say thank you and acknowledge that. And I think we have some videos to share with people about awards.
I think we do. I think we have some awards here that can be presented. These were previously recorded, and we hope that people enjoy getting the chance to see them now, because it's like half the fun.
Exciting.
Her Majesty would invite before her Tommaso Valeriano.
Hi.
Hi. Tommaso, I've kind of peripherally known who you were for a very long time, because you're the guy who makes all the really, really cool stuff. But I think it was when I was princess, you and I ran into each other, and you were like, hey, I want you to know that I'm stretched thin. I'm not going to be able to do something for your auction. I just want you to, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. The fact you even considered it made me all like twittery. I was totally fangirling. And I was like, no, it's fine. Thank you so much. And then I turn around and you've put things in my auction. And then I turn around and you hand me these beautiful lucettes. And then you make these gorgeous weaving things. The word just left my head.
Box looms. Table looms. Box looms.
Looms. Thank you. Table looms. Which are phenomenal.
I'm a terrible liar. I'm sorry.
But more than that, I mean, your generous spirit is amazing. But more than that, every time I see you, you are polite. You are courteous to those around you. Fun is still polite and courteous. I saw the eyebrow. And I just want to be able to do this for you today.
When Her Majesty asks a favor of someone and they say, I will do my best, Your Majesty, that is often good enough. But then when they go above and beyond, she cannot help but recognize the great deeds that they have done, especially when done with tremendous courtesy. It is for this reason that we, Margarita de Siena, Queen of the East, do award unto Tommaso our Queen's Order of Courtesy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Regina. Yes.
Thank you, Tommaso, for everything you do. And yes, I know you're fun and you giggle and you have an amazing personality, but you are always kind and courteous to those around you and willing to lend a hand to everyone. And that is something that should be recognized. Thank you so much.
Happy to help.
For Tommaso, newest recipient of the Queen's Order of Courtesy. Vivat!
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 Vivat! Her Majesty would invite before her Trigvi Stefnison.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry about the technical troubles. My computer is kind of stupid.
Not a problem at all. Thank you for joining us. Well, today we have brought you in because I have had some words about you reach me, about the fact that you've been doing some barding, that you know most of the Scadian classics, but you're also writing your own and having a little fun, that you've been performing and doing all of these things and pursuing the bardic arts. And because of your dedication to those arts and jumping in, I get to do this today.
The arts.
Oh boy, what is this going to be?
The arts are near and dear to our heart. They bring nothing but great joy and pleasure, not just to the onlookers, but also to the listeners when it comes specifically to the bardic arts. One such artist, Trigvi Stefnusson, has come to our attention. Therefore we, Margarita de Siena, Queen of the East, do this day name him a companion of the Order of the Silver Brooch. Scroll is forthcoming.
So, congratulations. There may be some people in the waiting room hopping in right now because I just got a message their link wasn't working either.
Oh my God.
Congratulations. This is very well deserved. I cannot wait to hear some of your songs. Something about 12 days. Yes?
12 days of summer.
Yes. I heard something about this, and you've been doing poetry.
I have indeed. Skaldic poetry in particular. I'm
Wonderful.
writing a scroll for a near and dear friend of mine.
That makes my heart happy. I love things like that. But congratulations and welcome to this order.
Thank you. I never expected this, and I appreciate it so much, and all of you people are awesome.
For Trigvi, newest companion of the Order of the Silver Brooch. Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Trigvi, do you have an AOA?
Not that I know of.
You do now.
Holy, oh my goodness.
We kind of inadvertently skipped that part.
Well, congratulations, because that now makes you Lord.
All right. I like this.
So, since we skipped that part, let's add that in for Lord Trigvi. Vivat!
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 Her Majesty would invite into her court Alexander L'Espègle de Orléans.
Your Majesty.
Hello, welcome. It is so good to see you. I have missed getting to see you so much because for a while there, I was seeing you every single weekend as you traveled and to different events, jumping in to be a head retainer to make sure that everything is taken care of. And it has been a wonderful thing to have you around. But this is not the first time you've done stuff like that. You've been working for different reigns and different groups and different kingdoms. So you have been working for the kingdom for many years, for different reigns, for different people, for different queens and consorts. You have jumped in many different ways, running the name of the event just left, the deed, running the deed for different places and making sure to bring alive those moments where we can actually see ourselves in history. You've been doing all of this with a smile and for many years. And I get to be very lucky today because I get to do this.
Comes now the crown of Eastern Might. Before is called Alexander L'Espègle de Orléans. Much good deeds done and service done rightly. A reckoning now before this audience. For much and many times his name is spoken. When questions asked seeking knowledge, in deed and arm does he inspire this our token. A respect brought with by a life in harness. Kneel and receive the due bounty of your work, a coronet of 6 pearls, and our gratitude. Guard, companion, warrior, teacher, and more. Do we now grant to him arms suchly made, perfess, sable, and argent, crescent, sable, in chief a lion conturni
No.
so that he and he alone may call them his. Calligraphy and illumination by Malice McGregor. Words by Edmund Bennett.
Oh, speechless.
That never happens. When,
Speechless.
Roger, I'm. This is very well deserved.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
You're welcome.
Wow.
For His Excellency, Baron Alexander. Vivat!
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 Thank you.
Vivat!
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 There we go.
You're
It was wonderful to get to make somebody speechless. Sometimes those awards are the best because they are so surprised.
The looks on people's faces are kind of awesome. Oh, look, there's somebody.
Hey, speaking of people, hi, Elsebeth. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Your Majesty. How are you?
I am doing lovely. I have been trying, you and I have been trying to meet up together for like, I don't know, 3 weeks now. And like everything just keeps missing and things. So Malcolm and I thought we would just invite you in and do something special right here on the spot.
So, Your Majesty, would you like me just to invite Elsebeth Donofrey before you?
That'd be great.
Great. Her Majesty invites before her, Mistress Elsebeth Donofrey.
Hi. Elsebeth, some people might know, might not know, but you jumped in not at the beginning of my reign, but a little bit after when some circumstances happened and we had to switch things up. You had been on before as getting all my clothing together. So like you had like all of this and then you took over being my chief of staff and then you had like both jobs for a while and we had to balance things out and you just jumped in and no questions. You're like, we got this. It'll be fine. And I really appreciated that because I wasn't so sure. And then when things changed and then COVID happened and all of these things that were very unexpected in this timeline happened, you continued to just keep plugging away and trying to make sure that everything was done and that I didn't have to worry about things. And I just want to say thank you for that. And though it's a very small thing, I want you to know that you will be receiving one of my Queen's ciphers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I will send you a picture later because I forgot to send one to the ministry. So I will send you a picture of what it looks like later. It is a cuff with the M and the R on it. And Malcolm has one.
Like Malcolm's.
So it'll look just like that. It'll be a little bit to get it to you, but I just really wanted to say thank you for all of your hard work. And I just really appreciate everything that you've done.
It was wonderful to be able to be there to support you and work with everyone. And it was quite the adventure.
It was definitely an adventure. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
For Elsebeth, newest recipient of the Sovereign's Cipher. Vivat.
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 Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye. Enjoy the rest of port.
It's kind of fun. It's like extra call-in guests, right?
I know. This is, as I said, this was a little bit of fun, a little bit of talking, some awards, and some thank yous. So speaking of awards and thank yous, I think we have some more, another cipher and maybe some more awards.
Maybe just a few, yeah. It's entirely possible.
Her Majesty would invite before her, Maeve.
So, like, the only word I got right now is dude. Not a very medieval word, sorry about that. So you kind of stepped up right with me, and this has been entertaining. But in all honesty, you have been right beside me, and we've dodged fires and jumped hurdles, and your advice and your no, it's okay, keep going, has been so much more than I knew I needed, and I just want to say thank you. And it's a very small thing for such a big job, but I would like to give you my cipher.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Your Majesty.
No, thank you, honestly.
It has been an honor, and I thank you for your trust in the midst of incredible series of things that just kept happening. Thank you very much.
For Maeve Nino-Kaylee, newest recipient of the Queen's Cipher. Vivat! 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 Yay! Her Majesty would invite before her, Isabel the Vulgar.
I know I saw them a second ago.
Hi, everyone.
there you are. Hi. Welcome. You have been very sneaky and very quiet within the East Kingdom. You kind of snuck in behind Brick and kind of just jumped in quietly, doing retaining shifts, taking care of people, making sure that everyone has what they need, but making sure also that they are shining. Well, I want to thank you for your service, for not just me, but for everyone, and for helping us all to shine. And I wanted you to know that we see you and you're shining too.
For some, when they join the society, they think, I'm just going to go along and play, and it'll be fun. For others, that entails a great deal of service, and that service should not go unrecognized. Therefore, do we, Margarita de Siena, Queen of the East, this day recognize Isabel the Vulgar as a companion of the Order of the Silver Wheel and award unto her arms to be borne by her and her alone. Done for this ethereal court on the 9th of August, Anno Societatis 55.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Is there something else, Viscountess Shiva?
I'm super proud of my protege. She's done so great for the kingdom and for your majesty. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
For Isabel, newest companion of the Order of the Silver Wheel.
Viva!
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 Her Majesty would invite into her court Fear Donaldson.
Hello.
Hey, thank you for joining us this evening.
It's my pleasure, Your Majesty.
So you and I got to know each other a little teeny tiny bit over since COVID has started, because you had this amazing idea to help out different Scadians and to jump in and so that people who were struggling during this time could renew them. And you started with this like little idea that then jumped into this huge huge thing, and you have just ran with it with a smile and excitement, and it has been amazing to watch. And on top of that, you've jumped in and stepped up as a seneschal for your local group.
That's correct.
You are always doing the things that need to be done, whether someone is looking or not. And because of that, I get to do this today.
Her Majesty would have amongst her the companions of the Order of the Silver Wheel. For it was in the ether, Her Majesty heard words of one whose service was beyond compare. For the youth have flourished under his guidance, and the people of Hadchester have borne wings and soared. Fear Donaldson came before Her Majesty Margarita, and it was in that moment she felt his worth. She could not wait any longer, and she bade him stand among the companions of the Order of the Silver Wheel, awarding him these arms to be borne by him alone. Done this 9th day of August in Ethereal Court for the Kingdom of the East.
Thank you very much. That's amazing.
You're welcome. I am so excited that I got to do this today. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done. And more than that, thank you for what you're going to do, because I know you're going to do great things.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, I believe that there was one more thing you wanted to add to this.
Oh, yes, my lord, for the first time.
For Lord Fear. Vivat.
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 Thank you very much.
Her Majesty calls before her Kasumino Tanaka.
Kasumi, there are people that help make a rain possible. And you've definitely been one of those people for me. And I appreciate everything from late night phone calls to road trips and interesting books. And it's such a small thing, but today I'm going to give you my cipher.
Oh my goodness.
So, thank you for everything you've done.
Oh my goodness.
For Kasumino, newest recipient of Her Majesty's Cipher. Vivat, vivat, vivat.
So cool.
Her Majesty Margarita invites before her Marriet to Britannia.
Said it wrong.
One of these days, Malcolm will get my name right.
I got it right.
I hope that's true. I hope I'm still alive to see it. So, a lot of people aren't going to know this, but you are the person who makes me sound pretty in my writing. I send you my words and you go, okay, there needs to be a comma and a period, and do you know what punctuation is? And what is that word you think it is? It's not. and I really appreciate that. Like, so much. And on top of that, you have been a friend and somebody who I can be, hey, there's this thing going on, and you jump in, and it's amazing and it's wonderful. And so it's a really small thing that I get to do today, but I want you to know the feeling behind it is okay. So because I'm gonna cry, I'm going to award you one of my ciphers. So,
Yo!
So,
For Marriet, newest recipient of the Queen's Cipher. Vivat. Vivat. Vivat.
I love the gotcha moments.
You know what? Some of these traveling to different places has been some of my favorite impromptu courts. The last one was right after Colin and Shiva's wedding, which, you know, we were all soaked to the skin. It was fine.
Just fine. It was
just fine. But everybody was really heartfelt, and all of the meaning and love was definitely there. Oh, speaking of Shiva, hey, Shiva.
It's like you cued her or something.
I must have, she like heard me. Hi. Oh, wait, I can't hear you.
How about now?
There you
are. Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, we were just talking about your wedding and the blessing of rain upon it.
Right, because, you know, who else gets married by a storm?
Stormwed.
Hi, Colin. I'm glad you could join us too. It's very nice to see you both.
See you, Your Majesty.
Well, thank you. They totally tricked you to get you here. Just so you guys totally played you. Love you. Mean it. But there are people who help with rains, and you get to give them a cipher. And then there are people who go above and beyond. And there are so many different ways that those things happen. And the first one is, Colin, you have a saying that I'm not sure is exactly the truth. You often tell me that you're the monster I need. But you're so much more than that. You are grace, and you are courtesy, and you are fierce, and you are loyal, and you are everything that a queen needs by her side. And I feel like everyone should be able to recognize that when they see you. And because of that, I'm awarding you a Queen's Order of Courtesy.
One of those. You want? I was going to say I wasn't sure if you want pretty words. You already did the pretty words. You don't need my help.
Say pretty words this time.
I'm truly humbled, Your Majesty. I'm truly humbled.
I'm sure you're a little surprised because I told you I needed you here because I was doing something for Shiva. Well, guess what? I am. Shiva, I know in the technical terms that you are new to the East. And so it was difficult for me to look at different things that I could do to recognize you and your amazingness, from your art to your service to your fierceness and your loyalty. And I came up with something with a little bit of help. And today I'm going to award you an augmentation of arms. And you have sneaky people in your life because Marriet is working on the words and Colin is going to do a scroll that is perfect for his bride.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
You're welcome. You both have made it possible for me to do this job. And I think everybody should know the extent of giving and love and inspiration that you bring to this kingdom. And not just to your friends, but to the kingdom at large. And I want to thank you both.
Thank you so much, Your Majesty.
Thank you so much.
For Colin, newest recipient of the Queen's Order of Courtesy, and Shiva, newest recipient of an augmentation of arms. Vivat.
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 Absolutely humbled, Your Majesty. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love you both. Have a wonderful evening. And the next thing up is maybe seeing you guys get those ciphers we were just talking about. See you later. Thank you.
Her Majesty would invite before her Colin and Shiva.
This is really beautiful. I was going to say it's wet. So there are people that make and break a rain, and you guys are definitely part of my crew. Without you guys from day one, this rain would not have happened. I would not be here. I would not be able to do what I've been able to do. And it's such a tiny, tiny thing. But I would like to award you both my ciphers. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you so much.
For Colin McKinnon and Shiva Haraffin's daughter, recipients of Her Majesty's ciphers, Vivat. 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 Her Majesty would see before her Ismay Sterling.
Ismay, when I won, you jumped in and you were like, sure, I can help you out, and became my scheduler. And then COVID, and then crazy, and then more COVID, and changing, and you have just hung in there and done an amazing job and helped to keep me sane and boat trips and all kinds of fun things. And it's very small, but I just wanted to say thank you, and I want to give you my cipher.
Oh, it is so pretty.
So thank you for everything you've done for my ring.
Thank you.
For Ismay Sterling, newest recipient of Her Majesty's cipher, Vivat. Vivat. Vivat.
Her Majesty would see before her Anne de Bastion.
Hi. So right now I'm in gorgeous garb because you've putting this together for coronation for me. Mm-hmm. And I have gorgeous clothes because you've been my wardrobe coordinator. Mm-hmm. When I was princess, you guys jumped in and went, oh, you're mine. And I was so excited because I was totally, oh, you guys are mine too. This is great. And you made my life so much easier. And your friendship and your kindness has made my world easier. And because of that, I get to do something that's way too small for everything it encompasses. But I'm going to give you my cipher.
Are you serious?
Yes. So, thank you for everything you've done for my reign. And just for being you.
Thank you.
For Antibasion, new recipient of Her Majesty's Cipher. Vivat.
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 Oh my gosh. I am sure the kingdom has no idea how much that crazy woman does. Anne has been a complete joy. She was my wardrobe coordinator and did a fantastic job and jumped in after Elsebeth had to switch jobs. So it's, you know, she didn't start out, she kind of jumped in the middle. It's been wonderful. And on top of that, she helped coordinate the different cloaks. And one of the cloaks that she made that we are going to have to post some pictures, and I'm hoping to get some pictures done with them before too long, is she made a horse cloak for the queens that has all of the shires and baronies wrapped all the way around it. It is amazing and gorgeous work that she has made for the kingdom. So, and speaking of that, she has put together, we have some tailors to the crown to recognize. Oh, coronation. That was Sarah got up. I'm sorry. Arabella got up to my house and I had a mermaid tail, and that's not supposed to happen. Go ahead. Coronation clothes as well that I got to wear a few times. Absolutely gorgeous. Everybody spent time. I walked in at one point in time and they were still sewing eyelets together. It's amazing work that the kingdom does. Oh, Burka. I had two beautiful Viking outfits that were absolutely gorgeous. And all of my beading was done by one of the youth of our kingdom. Amazing work.
That's some very cool stuff.
Italian. This was like so many layers and so much love, and a whole team of people did it. It was absolutely gorgeous. I totally, definitely felt like a queen that day. And the mask I'm holding was made by the kids at the event. It was so adorable. Oh my gosh, this outfit, there are no words. So many hands came together to create this amazing replica of a picture, work of art. The entire Shire, including the kids, got together and helped with the stamping and the sewing and the making buttons. And the belt has beading and things sewn on it. The beautiful veil, it was amazing. There's a whole list. And I believe the next page has more.
There's a lot of people involved in this one.
Oh, it was absolutely incredible and a true blessing and a treasure for sure.
They really gave you a great outfit to wear for that one. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, this was hand sewed for me. I got up to an event in Rune Talon and I walked in and they went, look, we have clothes. It was amazingly put together. They did it with just measurements. The skill of some of the sewers, the seamstresses and seamers of the
Tailors. You were thinking tailors.
is incredible. Tailors, that was the word I'm looking for.
I try to help.
Oh, this dress was phenomenal and beautiful. and had a very, very elegant, gorgeous cathedral train. Note of fact, they are beautiful and gorgeous unless you're walking and moving. But the dress itself was incredible. I loved this outfit at A&S Champs. It had just a little bit of sparkle and was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. I was very blessed throughout this journey with the generosity of the people from the East. Oh, this creation was phenomenal. It came to me from Tirmara, and they just said, "We brought you a present," and they kept undoing it and pulling out layer after fabric of silk and velvet and a beautiful it is absolutely gorgeous and humbling that they would create such a thing. I have a lot of purple, which I am loving. Throughout this rain, this was actually hand-dyed in a bathtub by a whole group of people. They told me that, and I thought I would share because it was absolutely amazing. There are the cloaks. When I started, there were no queen cloaks. So we have a light cloak now and a heavy cloak.
Never know when you're going to need a cloak.
And my amazing garb for coronation on Saturday. It is so sparkly. I'm so excited to wear it. It takes so many people behind the scenes to make a rain work. It's just absolutely phenomenal, the amount of people that come out and offer their generosity and their kindness, and it's absolutely amazing.
Can't do the rain all by yourself. It requires a lot of people to help.
There's definitely a lot going on behind that curtain. And how about some more thank yous?
That's an idea.
Her Majesty would call before her Megwin.
Hi. So like randomly driving around and I get to stop to tell you how phenomenal and awesome you have been. We met at Penzic while I was still princess, and Sarah's like, she's awesome, you should let her do things. And so we just kind of adopted you and then gave you a gazillion jobs at once, and you went, hey, I got this done, you want something else? And you have been an amazing support and a joy to work with, and on top of all the things when I forget them sometimes, and I get to tell you thank you. And it's a very small thing to do to encompass everything you've done, but I'm going to award you my cipher. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for everything you've done and for jumping in and being amazing. So,
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yay!
For Megwin, newest recipient of the Queen's Cipher, Vivat! 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 Yay!
Her Majesty would see before her Kasira.
That's me. I thought there was So, since my crazy life started here, you jumped in and you've been a friend, and you have taken over making sure all the questions and answers for every event was done before I could even consider, hey, I'm going to an event. More than that, you've been a friend. You've lent an ear, you've given advice. And I get to do such a tiny, tiny thing today because it doesn't even begin to encompass everything that you have done for me and everything that you've become to me. But today, I would like to give you my cipher. Oh, thank you.
For Kasira, newest recipient of the Queen's Cipher.
Thank you.
Vivat!
Oh.
Vivat!
Vivas!
So the next thing is a little different. We got to do an elevation that we were able to pull together and come together and social distancing and to make somebody's little piece of the dream. And we get to share that with you now. Enjoy.
Her Majesty would invite into her court Aurelia Affiata del Casova to answer the question placed before her.
Oi! Let all attendants and all abroad mark the passing of this day. For none like it have come before, and fewer still hence. For in one mortal form of grace and wit do we have Baronesa Aurelia Alfayata del Casova, skilled at once with a needle or bow or cunning words, she brings the light of service to the dusky alcoves of our society. Valor to our dragon foes to the west, and knowledge of craft to the hallowed halls we wander. She apprenticed to Contessa Vienna de la Mer with distinction and aplomb, paid in years a debt of service. She comes to you, colored by her triumphs, her tower bronze, her brooch silver, treasured as an artisan, cup holder of revelwood, and premier of the griffin's talon. Her virtues are born by both blood and by sweat. On her standard an eastern pennon flies. With craftsman's title, well does she keep the thimble of Athena. And Arachne's web names her deputy and lace maker. Aurelia walks cloaked in the dignity of knowledge, that small gestures, done carefully and consistently, amass into astonishing feats. Let the tiger roar for a companion of the Manche, and Baronesa to the court of the kingdom of the East. But not for title or tittle does she toil, but for our society's very soul, bringing righteous war to foreign lands. No truer shaft nor shot may be loose at war. Embroidery so fine, it's analyzed beyond dispute. Lacework so delicate that nature's eye take note. Let the praises of Aurelia be sung by the kingdom of the East and by worlds beyond, both known and unknown. For she is an organizer of gifts, tire of knots. She has 15 bells rung in 10 bells toll. She is translator of archaic texts, researcher of notes and renown, and teacher, not just of fact and logic, but of grace and poise and fire. Regard and attends the most glorious form of Baronesa Aurelia Alfayata del Casova, humble servant of the East.
So I sent you on vigil to answer the question if you would become a peer of our society, if you would become a laurel. Have you contemplated the question?
I have, Your Majesty.
Before I receive your answer, there are some more words I would like you to hear. Is there a member of the Order of Chivalry that would speak for this candidate?
Greetings unto the crown of the East, her peerages, and her populace. I am Sir Brialthan de Reims, and it is my pleasure to speak for Aurelia today as a member of the Order of Chivalry. Aurelia, we met several years ago and sat and enjoyed the camaraderie of the society by fire. And I learned many of your peer-like qualities in that time. But the one that struck me was your love for the society and that you are a true steward. Your passion and your love for what we do will prosper others around you, prosper your kingdom and prosper the society as a whole. And I am so proud to be your friend and to be here to speak for you today. I wish I could hug your neck, but soon, my friend, we will celebrate and we can take this day into the future. So I thank you for allowing me to be here, and I would like to say under your crown, she is most assuredly my peer, and it is a noble and good thing you do this day. Thank you.
Is there a member of the Order of the Pelican who would speak for this candidate?
I would, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, her exquisite lace work and embroidery, her beautifully executed clothing, Baroness Aurelia's skill with a needle is beyond compare. But I have the great honor to speak of her service. She serves in many ways. She defends the kingdom as a combat archer. She shares her skill and research as a teacher. She supports the barony of Setmore Swamp as a frequent member of event staff. But her role as gifts coordinator for Their Majesties Wilhelm and Vienna really sum up her service. From brewers to bookbinders, from woodworkers to glassblowers, from jewelers to embroiderers, she sought the work of artisans from Tirmara to Care Adamant. She carefully curated gift baskets that delighted the recipients and showcased the talents of our kingdom. She fulfilled the role with her typical grace and with extreme competence. Your Majesty, Baroness Aurelia is my peer, and I thank you for what you are doing today.
Is there a member of the Order of the Rose that would speak for this candidate?
Greetings, Your Majesty. I am Eastgirder from the Middle Kingdom, also known as Isabella Fethgau de Galenia, and I'm humbled to be speaking for this amazing lady. I am a member of the Pelican and of the Laurel, but I am speaking to all of you as a royal peer. When a person is being elevated, we often hear of prowess, tireless service, and a mastery of a skill. And while Aurelia has the prowess of a tiger, serves with the entirety of her soul, and obviously has mastered her art, there is more to being a peer. Watching her over the years move with such grace and humility along her journey was truly inspirational. She makes people want to be better, more like her. Your Majesty, cousins, and members of the great kingdom of the East, I am proud to proclaim this woman is my peer and also my friend, Skull.
Is there a member of the Order of Defense that would speak for this candidate?
Your Majesty, clearly I'm not a member of the Order of Defense, but I do bring the words of Alice McIntosh for you. May I address the populace? Here now are the words of Alice McIntosh, Mistress of the Pelican, Mistress of the Laurel, Mistress of Defense, 11th Tiger of the East, by the wrath of God, if I am anything, upon the occasion of the elevation of Aurelia Alfayada Daskova to the Order of the Laurel. The remit of the Order of Defense is to speak to the perseverance of the candidate against formidable obstacles, the creation of beauty from the dross of ignoble earth, bringing to this earthly sphere a reflection of the transcendent glories of the heavens, requires great perseverance. One does not achieve the laurel of mastery simply through labor. In our society, one must seek with diligence for the examples of our revered ancestors, so that we may be guided by and emulate their examples. I have with my own eyes witnessed and do hereby attest to the good Lady Aurelia's skill and perseverance in matters of research, to delving into tomes in other languages to find that which is needful to elevate her art to the greatest of heights. I find her in all ways most deserving of the accolade of the laurel, and recommend her to your Majesty, to the Order, and to the Kingdom of the East.
Is there a member of the Order of the Laurel that would speak for this candidate?
Greetings, Your Majesty, good gentles. I am Mistress Amy Webb, and it is my honor to speak for this lady on behalf of the Order of the Laurel. The interests of the Order are vast, comprising all manner of arts and sciences and the spaces in between. Its companions are equally as diverse. However, one could argue that our unifying characteristic is our pursuit of excellence. The members of this order explore, discover, revise, seek, produce, sometimes destroy, but always with an eye towards trying again. We are rarely satisfied, our curiosity is rarely sated, and our questions rarely stop. Aurelia, you embody the best of these characteristics. In your character, in your conduct, in your creations, you pursue and often achieve excellence. You are my peer, and I am so grateful to be able to speak for you today. Thank you.
So after hearing these words, I would have your answer.
My answer is yes.
Before we can do this, I believe that Contessa Vienna has something.
Your Majesty, I have some unfinished business with my apprentice, if it would please you.
Yes, please.
Aurelia, please take the other half of this contract. Countess Hone, can you please authenticate this for me? Are these one and the same? Is this not your signature?
This is my signature on both halves.
Thank you very much. May I have your half of the contract? Today, you have fulfilled this contract. May I have my belt back, please? I wanted to keep you for a little longer. Help me. You are your own woman. I am proud of you. Your Majesty, she is her own woman. You may do with her as you like.
Thank you.
Now Her Majesty's invite before her the companions of the Order of the Laurel.
This is something that is recognizing what you have always been and what you already are. And today we will give you the symbols that show it to all. Is there a cloak for this candidate?
There is, Your Majesty. Please give it to him.
Thank you.
This is my donation. That's part of the laurel on my side.
Is there a pin for this candidate? Thank you. Is there a coif for the candidate? Is there a wreath for this candidate?
Do ye all hear and tell others that I, Margarita de Siena, Queen of the East, recognizing the great skill and dedication of Baroness Aurelia Alfiata del Casova in the high and complicated art of fiber, and further acknowledge her actions in teaching these skills to others that the people of the realm may benefit. We do welcome her into the right worthy and esteemed Order of the Laurel to the acclaim of the companions thereof, and further bestow upon these arms by letters patent, per chevron sable and vert, a chevron ermine between two pairs of needles in saltire, and an owl maintaining its talon, a carnation slipped and leaved or, in witness whereof on a Societatis 55 at Ethereal Court. Calligraphy and illumination by Master Honora.
I would have your words.
Eu, Aurelia Alfaiata del Casova, dessa hora adiante, serei leal à coroa do Reino do Leste e seus sucessores que entrarem como devem, e pela rainha dou minha voz e meu conselho. Por razão do meu ofício de mistura da Ordem Láurea, afirmo, sem ódio nem afeição, guiar e servir, e manter o que me é dito em segredo como é costume. O juramento de fazer como se deve, com graça e diligência, se faz por razões não de bens ou favores, mas por razão da pessoa, e por assim o entender em razão do meu ofício, eu o juro. I, Aurelia Alfaiata del Casova, from this hour forth, will be loyal to the crown of the Kingdom of the East and its rightful successor. And to you, my queen, I give my fealty, my voice, and my counsel. As a mistress of the Order of the Laurel, I swear to guide and to serve without prejudice, and to keep in secret what is entrusted to me as is custom. The oath to do as is expected with grace and diligence is given not in exchange of riches or favors, but of my own personal will, and as consequence and understanding of my position. I so swear.
I, Margarita, Queen of the East, hear your words, and the love and honor in which you give them. I promise to heed your counsel in both times of peace and war, when needed and when really needed. I promise you and yours what protections I may, for as long as the crown is on my head.
For Mistress Aurelia, newest companion of the Order of the Laurel. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
That was an absolutely amazing day. I'm so glad that things were able to come together and she could have what she wanted.
Absolutely. That was a lot of fun. It was really neat just to be able to see people in that context and still keep the necessary social distancing and really do this right. And I think it was really awesome.
It definitely was. I'm so glad. And she got that special moment that she was looking for, I hope. So, and the videoing was amazing. So
it was a pretty awesome show.
It was. I have some more thank yous to give out. As Malcolm and I have said throughout this court, it takes a lot of people to make a reign work. and there's so many people, and it's wait, remember, no crying in court.
Right.
It's been a pleasure and a joy to work with them. So.
I don't think it stated at the beginning, but all of those worthy generals you just saw received a Sovereign's Award of Esteem for their fantastic work during the course of the reign and all that they contributed in order to help keep everything afloat. Because this has been, it's been interesting, hasn't it, Your Majesty?
It has been an amazing, wonderful experience with a lot of, okay now, thrown in.
It's very weird not standing to your side and like leaning down whispering at you. It's kind of, yeah.
People are getting a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes with you and I talking now. But one of the things that we definitely did not expect was not being with people these last few months. Getting to see the faces of the people of the East has been what has inspired me to keep my smile on most days. So it's been a lot different in this timeline than I was expecting. Which, you know, by the way, we're doing something a little different. There are a couple awards that people chose not to get virtually, that their highnesses have graciously offered a regency court.
For those who are not familiar with this concept, because it's not something you've ever seen before, I don't think, at least not in the East, a regency court would be that their majesties, when they are on the throne, would take a moment to reinstate a crown briefly to hold a court of their own, and that would be a regency court. So once we can all get together again as, you know, individuals and meet up, Her Majesty will at that time be presenting court business for those who wish to receive it in person, which everybody understands. Some people, that's what's part of what makes all this special.
I completely understand the want to be surrounded with your friends and your families. I'm a little sad that I'm not able to do that myself. So I'm really glad that their highnesses have worked with me and with Maeve to make sure all their T's are dotted and I's are dotted and T's are crossed to make this possible. To make this possible for them so that they get their piece that they want. And that makes me happy. That makes my heart happy, is to be able to help people find their little piece of the dream. So, speaking of that, we have of the dream, all those amazing people who have been on my dream team. The next two, everybody, all of my ciphers have been like phenomenal people. These next two, you guys should pity, because they've had to deal with me the most. And as you all have gotten to see throughout this, I don't sit still well. And at events, I am go, go, go. I want to see all the things, and I want to do them all with you, with each of you, from thrown weapons to archery to being on the field and cheering on heavy fighters and rapier, to watching the ANS and the amazing things this kingdom can create. I don't like sitting still. I'm going to miss something. And you two, the next two, have had to be my wranglers. So feel a little bit of pity for them. But thank you to both of you. So.
Her Majesty Margarita, Queen of the East, does call before her Malcolm Bowman.
Hi, hey. So there are people during a reign that make or break it, and the best conversation I had when I was princess was, "Hey, do you know somebody who might herald?" And you're like, "Well, what about me?" And I'm like, "Sold. Best decision I have ever made. You have made the hard times easier and the fun times even more fun. You've kept me together when I didn't think I could. And there is just not enough to say thank you. But I can give you a cipher. It's such a small thing for such a big job. Thank you so much."
Thank you, Your Majesty.
For Master Malcolm, Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Her Majesty invites before her Devlin McPherson.
Hey. So there are no words to tell you how important you have become to me. That you, when I called you out of the blue and I was like, "Hey, you want to do this thing with me and like be the captain of my guard?" And you were like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm in." I was like, "Awesome." And we had a plan. And then the world happened. And so we made new plans. And then COVID happened. And so there were more plans. And you have not only stuck beside me, but you've jumped in and on crazy ideas and insane road trips to Atlantia and this end and traveled and coordinated. And I think one of my favorites was I've decided to pop into an event and you're like, "Yeah, I have a play-by-play going. I know exactly what's going on. I got you." You weren't even there. You've taken this job seriously, and you've taken a piece of my heart as well. It's a tiny thing I can do is to give a cipher to say thank you. And it's such a tiny thing. But today, I would like to give you one of my ciphers.
Thank you. For Devlin McPherson, newest recipient of the Queen's Cipher. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
I'm trying to follow my own rule of no crying in court. And I'm having a hard time today. This has been an amazing amazing journey. And so many people have came together to make that happen. And there's not enough thank yous for everyone. But a large portion of people that I have not said thank you to yet is the East Kingdom populace. You guys have been the ones to make me feel like I can still go. Smiles and conversations and random little notes of kindness. I got a note the other day that said, "Hey, you don't know me, but," and I'm going to live on that note for like the next couple months, and I'm going to pull it back out and read it again. You all have been the true treasures within this kingdom. The things that I was not sure of, you made me feel like I had made all the right decisions. The things that I was nervous about or scared to do or try, your encouragement and heartfelt appreciation and inspiration kept me going, and made this journey more than I could ever hope for. I hope I was able to give some back, as you all have given me strength and courage and my smile on so many occasions. To each and every one of you, thank you. Now I'm going to break my court rule, so Malcolm, take us out.
You got it, Your Majesty. I'm going to take a moment and take a liberty here. Charge a glass, if you have one. I wanted to raise two toasts. The first is to Her Majesty Margarita for a fantastic, though completely insane reign. Thank you for being amazing and being an inspiration to the East, Your Majesty. And my second toast is to the Kingdom of the East and the amazing populace without whom there wouldn't be this. Saturday at 11 a.m. will be the coronation of their highnesses, Tyndall and Albrecht. Please join us. This will be broadcast live, and then there will be an extended director's cut, what are we calling it? The Eastern Extended Cut, which I believe will be shown either Sunday or Monday, adding a few bits that we can't do live. Until then, hearing closes the court of Her Majesty Margarita de Siena. Long live the Queen, long live the princes of Timara, long live the people of the East.